The Consumer Electronics Show, which took place in Las Vegas last week, is a place where you get lied to. A lot. Always, basically, which is one of the reasons reporters attending mope so melodramatically. For every cool thing you see, you have to endure hours of pitches, all of which are misleading, and many of which, disingenuously so. But that's how this industry, and plenty of others, work. They pitch, we parse. They stretch the truth, we try to make it contract. It can be a crude and occasionally uncomfortable system, but it generally works. This year, a company calling themselves Peep Telephony, or Peep Wireless, seemingly popped up out of nowhere with promises of cellular service powered by mesh networking that would be free to consumers. Peep's promises are manifold. Customers will never need to pay a phone bill again, and all their email, internet and media access would be free forever. Network owners could save billions of dollars in years of build-out time, doubling their capacity overnight. It's a software-based system, and, of course, it will be free. But a visit to Peep's website is vexing. Every page is jam-packed with sentences that don't make sense, literally and technologically. The first video explaining the service says nothing, and appears to be stitched together from spare parts found on YouTube.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. The video is made up of items purchased by Peep for promotional use, and they depict the idea of mesh growth.
The second video, an alleged demo, is too blurry to be useful, and the phone in use seems to be a knockoff iPhone. It's gruely bizarre. The second video, an alleged demo, is too blurry to be useful, and the phone in use seems to be a knockoff iPhone. It's gruely bizarre.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. The phone is an iPhone because Peep is developing an iPhone 8. The website clearly states that Peep is an iPhone developer, so it appears that the writer is trying to create disparity when none exists.
To be frank, this all sounds like bullshit. In fact, the combination of everything described was so strange, it almost made the company seem like a larger-than-life prank on the tech world. The closest thing to a technical explanation for Peep is this: very mobile device connects instantly to every other unit by Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, optical, GSM, CDMA or walkie-talkie channels that the Peep app is constantly scanning. No cell tower, base station or internet server is needed. Phone calls, media sharing, texts, movies, media and data sharing can be free between all mobile devices. The rest of the release is filled with meaningless technobabble, and it's worth a read.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. All of the words in the release are standards of art in the industry for peer-to-peer SIP mesh networks.
Of course, they claimed they wouldn't be showing anything to anyone except select analysts and potential investors. However, they are garnering coverage for it. A fair amount, actually. Early coverage just parroted the press release or interview talking points, though later coverage was a bit more cautious. Rafe Needleman at Net posted on Peep with an open mind and high hopes, but was somewhat worried by massive promises and uneven explanations. We reached out to Peep by phone, but didn't have any luck getting through until after this article was published.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. The writers made no attempt to contact Peep or Redmond. No calls or emails were logged, and many sources of contact exist and were promoted nationally in this press release.
We called 3 times. We have phone records. In addition to being arguably impossible, the problems with Peep go much deeper than unclear business plans and sketchy Puerto Rico.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. All of the startups that Redmond has started were either sold or are still in operation. Projects under contract have all been started and completed. Demo projects have all been built, functioned fully and proved their technologies in every case.
Peep Wireless is just the latest in a string of seemingly failed tech startups that spans back about 2 decades, all conceived, helmed and seemingly driven into the ground by one man, Scott Redmond. We've done a bit of digging into the Peep CEO's past projects, and they don't give us much faith in his current endeavor, to say the least. The pattern is easy to pick out. This dude shows up whenever there's a bubble or hot trend in the tech business world that has yet to make it to the marketplace.
This statement is verifiably correct. The statement does confirm that Scotland is a visionary who is first to create the next big thing.
Then he strings together a bunch of technical jargon that hardly informs what he's doing.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. All of the stealth mode startups use language common to the art of the industry in which they are targeted.
And presumably gets some kind of funding. After that, he generally forms not one but two companies around said bubble. Peep Telephony has Peep Wireless, Lemnia, a fuel cell company, Fuel Cell, Clever Homes, Fab Modern.
This statement is verifiably incorrect and utterly false. Clever Industries has never done dual companies as a process.
All the companies are listed at the same address in San Francisco. Ultimately, the companies just disappear.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. They are sold or they continue today. Some were merged, others had names changed to meet market standards.
Legacies reduced to comically vague blurbs on Redmond's resume.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. No resume was supplied to these people and the only authorized resume available is on LinkedIn.
There's no point trying to ascribe motives to what Redmond does, and we don't want to make this about character or intent.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. Scotland's motives are written on his website. He designs products that create a paradigm shift in the improvement of a human process, and he gives as his personal profits to charity. He works to support his investors' interests. His investors have made profits.
Point is, these ventures rarely, if ever, work.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. All of the ventures either had successful completion of their contracts, were sold or continue to this day.
Oh my God, this guy isn't a shit. I am done with him.
This statement is verifiably incorrect.
Seriously, I'm done.
This statement is verifiably incorrect.
Sure.
This statement is verifiably incorrect. 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 This statement is verifiably incorrect.